Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to many of us. Welcome to Marketing Monday. CXO TV continues vision to share knowledge with Marketing Monday, a chat series that began in 2020 and has completed over 150 episodes featuring industry top marketers. So today at CXO TV Marketing Monday, we have Fabian Sossa, VMware Senior Director, Customer Experience and Marketing, APJ. Welcome, Fabian. How are you doing today?
Thank you very much and welcome. Yeah, doing very well. Nice and sunny here in Melbourne. So thank you for taking the time and appreciate the conversation we're about to have.
Awesome, Fabian. So to get started, let me ask, Fabian, what drew you into the field of marketing, which is often considered as dynamic, interesting, and at the very same time, very complex as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think the thing with business to business marketing, as we know, it's not a new concept. And at the end of the day, it all comes down to the true segmentation. So whether you're working in the enterprise segment, whether you're working in a corporate segment, whether you're working in a commercial or an SMB segment, or even if you're looking at partner marketing, it's all about making sure that that definitive segmentation is happening and you drive the most effective strategies aligned to your business to really drive key marketing results that obviously will help drive collaboration and results for the overall business. So, when I talk about my experience, it's predominantly been in the enterprise space, even the higher, more strategic accounts. We look at verticalization. It could be by industry, FSI, government, healthcare, etc. But it also can be based on different personas. So I love your CXO TV, right? CXO to me is a critical persona. So anyone that's a C-suite, and it's really making sure that we're driving the right messaging, the right content, the right programs to a particular audience within a particular segment. So without complicating it too much, segmentation will always be the key. Know your audience and know what you want to drive in terms of value, not only to your customers and to the segment, but the return to your business.
Absolutely. I think segmentation and personalization is something which is much required in this, hyper personalized environment where most of the marketers, they tend to. So, Fabian, can you just share some insights into the current trend and challenges in the customer experience and marketing landscape in the APAC region?
Yeah, absolutely. And look, before I start there, I guess this whole concept of customer experience, customer success, it's been around for a little while, but we're seeing an increased investment with organizations now having, chief customer success officer, chief customer experience. The whole CX terminology has really, amplified and taken off in the industry. And it's all about delivering and driving greater value and success, partnership, true collaboration with clients, and making sure that we're really looking at the full life cycle, their life cycle journey, and really touching them and adding value at every stage of that. So marketing becomes a really important partner function in the whole customer success and experience area. And some of the trends that we're seeing, obviously with the increase and rise of AI and just all the emerging technologies, it's about how you can drive marketing programs to create a more personalized customer experience. So there's going to be obviously the technology stack that can drive a certain amount of automation. There's a lot of the analysis internally and intent data around understanding your customer and making sure that you target programs and campaigns effectively, again, aligned to a customer journey. It's really around, and it's not a new concept, account-based marketing solutions, so ABM. And what we're seeing is that's even changing in terminology to account-based experiences and making sure that you've got that tight alignment with sales and marketing and collaboration and leveraging that intent data, the predictive analysis, as I've said, driving value back into the business, understanding the customer. There's all the AI-driven automation is another trend. As I said, looking at your MarTech stack, making sure that if you're not already using platforms like Marketo or HubSpot or even, Demand-Based One, that you look at investing into that because it's certainly going to help with that whole personalized customer experience. It's about looking at your customer influencers and communities in the B2B space. Sometimes we tend to forget about how relevant and important communities and influencers are. So really driving referenceability, driving user groups, establishing credibility, and of course, proof of concept through influencers and communities. And then I'd say another trend which, we're seeing the uprise is the whole sustainability and ethics, right? Making sure that everything you drive is about building trust in your brand, looking at social corporate responsibility, and really marketing being part of leading that at the forefront. The final trend and challenge, there's many. Just to sum up, I guess, from my perspective, is making sure that marketing continues to drive innovation by leveraging technology enhancements. So we're seeing a rise of emerging technologies. Outside of AI, there's 5G, there's augmented reality, there's virtual reality. So incorporating a lot of these technologies in some of your campaigns, whether it's digital, whether it's physical, whether it's in your PR and AR, incorporating the new technologies and really driving that certain sense of marketing innovation in everything you do.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I think B2B marketers will definitely going to be continue evolving with the growing emphasis around the personalized marketing experience, AI driven, which you just rightly pointed out, analytics, data and analytics. I think that will just going to be helping them across on the consumer behavior. Community engagement is something which you just touch upon. And then, the micro influences as well, which I think, and you also touch upon sustainability. I think that will going to be a key differentiator, for a lot of brands to actually get into, or probably influence that particular customer base. Thank you so very much, Fabian. And how do you ensure that the brand messaging and the marketing initiative resonate with the culturally diverse audience in APJ?
Yeah, look, I think in my experience, I've worked for American global companies, obviously with IBM, with Cisco and VMware. And we know that we've got, a vision, a story, a mission that comes out globally with a very specific strategy. But it's about capitalizing on the opportunity within Asia, Pacific and Japan. And as you know, APJ is such diverse. It's probably got the biggest population, more languages than any of the other regions. So it's making sure that you take that vision, strategy, and execute with still the corporate vision, but making sure that it's got the local relevance. So outside of just translating things that may come from your corporate teams, it's about localizing. It's about making sure that it's got the right tone, the voice, the right examples, customer references from your local countries. We know how different something in India versus something in Japan is, and then taking things to market. I've done so many campaigns across all markets where, I know things will work really well in Japan. If it's, say, an event, and I'm just going to use an event as an example, to some CXO or C-suite audiences, they love a breakfast before the start of their day. Whilst we know in India, it's probably a little bit later with some networking and you've just got to be able to accommodate and adjust and have that flexibility by market, and ensure that in everything that you execute, that hopefully you've got a marketing team, but a sales team that also buy into the different, the variances across every geographic and country.
Absolutely, I agree with you. I think that localization and employing that localized approach is very important to the marketing, and that's what you. Thank you so very much, Fabian. So, what role does the technology play in shaping the customer experience, and how would you leverage in driving marketing initiatives?
Yeah, look, obviously technology plays a big part. So, as I said in the previous answer, if you haven't got a MarTech stack, or if you do, and we know that some companies have multiple MarTech stacks and sometimes they're not integrated, getting to a work group, getting to a target team, and really identify all the tools that you have. Because sometimes you might already have some of these capabilities or functions. And sometimes it might be already within the license. Sometimes it might not be enabled, but you might be able to identify some areas that will help you with leveraging your MarTech and technology stack to help with marketing automation. Now, we know that marketing automation isn't going to be the savior and it's going to be the replacement of everything, but it will help you with getting that insight from what the company already has in their CRM systems and hopefully integrating so that you can then customize, personalize that per customer, per segment, per audience, and really drive that. So, again, just really look at what you've got, look at mapping out where there is integration, where there isn't, and where there are further points where you potentially can ask for investment, develop a business case. IT will always be happy to see how you can drive further marketing innovation through technology.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with you. So can you also provide me some examples of successful customer experience marketing campaigns or initiative, that have really made a significant impact in the APJ region?
Yeah, look, for me, I'll give two examples. One will be working very closely with all your internal key stakeholders and teams. So you've got sales who have a wealth of knowledge. They've got a CRM system. You've got professional services in most organizations who really help with the implementation, the deployment, the after, implementation of all your products and services into a customer. They also have a wealth of knowledge. And then you've got your community of technical community, SEs, integrators, engineers. So one of the examples that I used was really ensuring that we got all the pieces of information, all this data, the intent data by customer, and then we were able to deliver value add, almost consultancy reports that we gave customers as a value add, understanding where they are in their current environment, aligned to, really our mission and our core products and solutions, and then providing recommendations to an executive, right down to the IT practitioner on where, the company can help drive further value in the systems that they already have and what they purchase, or where there's an opportunity for them to look at potentially upselling, cross-selling, and looking at expanding at the end of the day, revenue and bookings and engagement to clients. So, we've generated reports, we've done some benchmarking against their peers, against the industry, and have packaged that up so that we can use that content, which is key, at all the different stages of where the customer is in their buying cycle. So they're sort of stuck in that, great opportunity, but it's not moving, using the insights to say, hey, do you need a proof of concept? Do you need another customer or peer-to-peer to be able to have a conversation to, at least influence them to then, potentially move into that next stage of sale, or even having, I was fortunate enough to run what we call our executive briefing centers, both Cisco and VMware, and having that proof of concept where you can bring a customer in, let them touch and feel and see all the proof of concept and, be able to really, immerse themselves in the technology. And it doesn't have to be face-to-face. It was also physical. One thing that COVID taught us virtual, is that, you can absolutely do things virtually as well and bring in executives and subject matter experts to help influence that. So, that's certainly been something that I've been able to execute, and, it's been incredibly successful in using the insights and the intel, but packaging it up in a very constructive way that creates content that's timely and relevant.
Absolutely. I think using insights to map the customer behavior, really help you in actually doing a personalized, or in fact, delivering a personalized customer experience. Thank you so very much. So how do you approach the personalization of marketing effort while respecting individual privacy and data protection regulation in different countries?
Yeah, look, absolutely. You've got to make sure that, we know the issues that some companies have had with privacy and data breaches. So, it is absolutely critical that you're constantly following, government and regulatory rules on data and privacy, and marketing has definitely got a massive role to play. So that whole consent-based marketing, consent to engage, consent to communicate must be adhered to strictly, and obviously follow not only your local rules, but, any European rules, American rules that obviously guide the whole, management and use of data and privacy, and ensure that that is a massive part of trust, that a client or a customer can say, we know that by providing our information or, access to any of their installed base or history, even purchases, is going to be absolutely adhered to. And again, you can use that data internally based on making sure that you've got the right messaging and programs going out to customers. But at every point, make sure that data and privacy is followed and adhered to 100%.
I agree with you. I think the consent-based marketing strategy, basically all about by obtaining, the explicit consent from the individual and ensuring that the data is handled in compliance with the regular, or in fact, the local regulation. So thanks for that, Fabian. What are the KPIs that you prioritize when measuring the success of a customer experience and marketing initiative with the APJ?
Yeah. So first and foremost, if you're not measuring and you don't have KPIs for marketing, you better check yourself and make sure that you do go to a company that has a very formal way of measuring marketing, because, at the end of the day, it's an investment. It is a OpEx that companies invest in marketing. So you have to demonstrate your return on investment, especially return on marketing investment. So, what I would suggest, and as always, what I've done as practice, is make sure that you've got alignment with the business on a set of KPIs that you both agree on. So it's not just marketing going off and doing their thing and sales going, well, what's the contribution? It's making sure that you're able to quantify, that you're able to really validate, that you're able to measure the whole SMART principle, right? Specific, measurable, attainable, and timely based. Things such as, marketing contribution to pipeline, right? Quantify that. Potentially even marketing contribution to accelerating pipeline. So what programs are helping drive, pipeline that might be there and might be stagnant, but how do you accelerate that? And marketing's ability to really help close to bookings or revenue. Things such as engagement, tracking engagement. How do you track executive engagement, right? We talked about the importance of a C-suite, multiple touches, engagement, duration of time, one-on-one, making sure that you're bringing those engagements and those meetings to sales. So being able to commit to a number of what that engagement will be defined as. Things such as, you've got professional services, which really is the backbone of customer success. How do you attach services booking rates from marketing activities? How do you drive incremental pipeline for professional services? Decreases in shelfware for companies that are SaaS or software. Companies might buy their software but haven't deployed the full benefits and features. How do you decrease that shelfware? And what's marketing's role in customers and clients seeing the complete value of their purchases? And then things such as upsell, cross-sell. I talked about the briefing sentence. We saw an increase of opportunities for new solutions by them coming and touching and feeling. Maybe it might be on a typical or a specific opportunity or product or solution. But, when you've got the right subject matter experts and executive buying, helping to upsell and cross-sell, we've seen an incremental increase in pipeline and opportunities for other products and services. And then in the customer success or experience area, one great indicator is always a net promoter score. So, what do customers actually think of your solutions? What do they think of your company? What's the trust? What's the relationship? And Net Promoter Scores can always deliver that. And you can have a baseline and say, we want to improve that by 2 or 3 favorable points. So again, you don't have to over measure, but keep to about 3 or 4 KPIs in marketing that are aligned and bought in by the business.
Yeah, I agree with you, I think. So with this, I'll just going to come down to the last question, which is just all about the advice we would like to share with the other aspiring leaders for the remaining 3 quarters of 2024.
Yeah, sure. So advice for the remaining of the year and even going into next year, because most people are probably moving into planning for the next 2 or 3 year cycle, is back to that first point, define your KPIs. Make sure that you understand and you're able to articulate and measure what marketing's contribution will be to the business. And as I said, keep it to 3, 4. Don't over KPI it, because you don't want to measure things for measurement's sake, but make sure you've got that agreement and alignment with the business. Make sure you calculate your return on investment on what you're currently doing. So all your programs and where you're investing in, whether it's digital, whether it's in MarTech, whether it's in physical, whether it's in communities, make sure that you can articulate, or you'll know how much you're spending, but see if you can measure whatever that return on marketing investment is. If you can't measure it, then question it, but then potentially start looking at how you can measure that. And from that, stop investing on what's not working. You'll see what's not working. So it's okay to stop things and not do it just because it's been there and you've been doing it forever.
Yeah.
Invest on what is working and allocate budget and time on innovation. Always carve out time for innovation. Carve out time for your MarTech stack. Look at, innovation in terms of automation and AI driven and technology, emerging technologies. So with that, obviously the other part in the advice is assess your MarTech stack. As I said, see what's working, see where there's integration, see where there's points for integration or opportunity for integration, and then look at what emerging technologies such as 5G, AR, VR, AI, you can incorporate in the future. And again, if it's a business case you've got to do to the business, so be it. So that would be it. I'd certainly. Sorry, there's one more, which is make sure that marketing's got a seat at the business review, at any of your cadences. It could be a quarterly review with all your key stakeholders and sales. Make sure that marketing has a seat in that business table, so that you can obviously articulate your success, articulate where you're driving results from the business, and continue to communicate the value that marketing drives for an organization.
Sounds good. Thanks, Fabian. Looking ahead, I think the future of marketing looks to be pretty exciting, where the creativity, technology, and essential consideration will play a crucial role in the success of marketing campaigns. With this, we come to the end of the episode. Thank you, Fabian, for such an insightful marketing session. We really had a great pleasure.
Well, thank you again. I appreciate it, and wishing you everyone out there a great rest of the year.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Goodbye.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.